but I do love to cook,
Yeah.
and I know that we're ostensibly recording this show. The point is Teacher Appreciation Day
Yes.
coming up very soon here in May, and how can we appreciate teachers?
Hmm.
And I was struck by the fact, I've been struck by it many times in 30 years of teaching, but every once in a while something will happen that indicates to one of my students that I'm a person,
Hmm.
that I have a life outside of school.
Not
Um,
always immediately apparent to the students.
Correct. Oh, you don't sit around reading the dictionary at night or
Right.
whatnot.
I thought they just turned
Um,
you off and kind of pushed you over to the side.
that's right. You're in your chair every morning when we come in here. We just assume that's your charging station, and you've
Yeah.
been there all night. Uh, uh, but but in trying to appreciate teachers, one of the things is appreciating the diversity
Hmm.
that any human brings to a table. But that, at least for me, many students are fascinated by the notion that I would, given what they see of me as an English teacher, that I somehow fit in a kitchen.
Right.
And uh, and yet, as we get into that sort of thing, it's I saw it when I started coaching. I don't coach any longer, but back when I coached basketball or soccer, it brought me into a whole different place with my students,
Yes.
uh, because they saw a side that they didn't see daily in the classroom,
It
and I
was a more
found that,
red-faced, angrier
yeah,
side.
a louder, if
Oh.
it's possible, a louder version of Michelle. Um,
Uh,
yes, and Jason, actually sees me. The rest of you that are listening to the podcast don't envision me, but I'm not on the thin side, and so the notion that Mr. Elliott at some point had actually played a sport, you know, that some of them approached me on the field or court the first time, like, do you have any idea what you're doing? Yes,
uh,
way back when.
right. Time
I,
sucks
I
out the
actually,
juice. A man grows old and indolent, to quote Robinson Jeffers from
yes,
several episodes back. But yeah, I think that's right. I think that what we're wanting to do in Teacher Appreciation Day is say that a good teacher is a good life, right? And so, to the extent that it's easy to burn out as a teacher if that's your only thing. But because you and I both enjoy cooking, uh, we want to say that these other interests, they do have something to do with living well, right? They do have something to do with even teaching well. And so on Teacher Appreciation Day, the day when teachers are appreciated for exactly that, being a teacher, um, we want to say good on you, but there's more to being a good teacher than just sort of what is it? Being in the classroom. It's
right.
part of a life well lived.
I think many people, this is always the difficulty with any attempt to appreciate someone is, I want to get them a gift. Well, what would they like?
Hmm. Hmm.
And you tend to think in terms of what you know that they do.
Right.
And so for me, I get a lot of
Markers,
Yeah,
pencils. Yeah.
markers, Barnes and Noble gift cards.
Great. Love it.
Which
Great.
I
Awesome.
love it. Is
Yeah.
none of that is bad,
Mm-mm, mm-mm.
uh, but it perhaps indicates a narrowness of all they do is teach.
Right.
And I had a student one time ask me, I know my parents gave you a Barnes and Noble gift card. Do you mind me asking what you bought with it? Because they're fascinated by my breadth of reading. They go into bookstores that don't want a thing on the shelves.
Right. Sure.
I,
Sure.
I go in and can't. This is only a $10 card. This
Yeah.
is not
It's
going to.
it's hard to part with
Um,
it. Yeah.
but I replied by stating I had bought a cookbook,
Nice.
and they said, "Why would you do that?"